Hi there everybody, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to be showing this painting that I had made using exclusively oil sticks, or oil bars as they're sometimes known. This is a medium that I'd been wanting to try out for quite a while, and when this nicely presented box of Sennelier oil sticks came up for sale from Art, I decided to treat myself. So as you can see, they all come individually wrapped in this plastic wrapping just to protect them. So you need to remove that along with the hard skin that's on the sticks themselves. This is because oil sticks are essentially oil paint but in solid form, and they do cure over time, so if they haven't been used for a while, this skin will form. It took me a wee while to get them all prepared ready for use. I think it was about 45 minutes worth with a razor blade. But here they all are laid out. And I also purchased these R&F pigment sticks as well, because I knew I was going to need these lighter colours to or these are the lighter colours that I tend to use in a landscape, whereas the Senneliers didn't really have anything like that in the set. So to begin with, I'm just blocking everything in as usual. I'm just determining rough shapes and blocking them in a rough manner. One thing I found quite early on with the Sennelier sticks is they were a lot firmer than I had anticipated. The general consensus with oil sticks from those that use them is they're very, very soft in their consistency and have quite a lipstick-like texture to them. And I certainly found that to be the case. But when I compared the Senneliers to the R&F sticks, I found the Senneliers to be a little bit firmer. And they maybe didn't lend themselves as well when it came to layering. That's sort of an issue that I ran into a little bit later on in this piece. I suppose it's kind of dependent upon the colour, but certainly the one that's that I definitely remember having an issue with was the lemon yellow in the Sennelier set. That really didn't work too well when it came to applying it over darker colours. Whereas the R&F sticks, they were excellent. All of them had a really beautiful consistency to them, and I didn't really have any issue when it came to applying them. The only downside is the R&Fs are quite a bit more expensive than the Senneliers, so I guess that's the trade-off, unfortunately. I did really enjoy using these. It was a bit of a departure. I tend to use just standard oil paint and apply it with a palette knife. I enjoy creating work that's got quite a heavy impasto nature to it. I like using a lot of paint and really going for a heavy textured look in the pieces that I make. So these sticks, although they do lend themselves well in that regard to a degree anyway, it was quite a different painting experience, and I was just trying my best to not get too preoccupied with small details and still trying to preserve the impressionistic and I suppose sort of slightly abstracted look that I tend to favour when I'm making a painting. That's that lemon yellow that I was referring to earlier on. You can maybe see how it's not really going down as well over the top of that green. And it was the same with the Sennelier white as well. I was kind of surprised about that. I thought the white would probably be quite malleable, but it was performing better than the lemon yellow. But yeah, it was just a bit of a surprise. I thought it would be a little bit more buttery when it came to the layering stuff. As you can see, I've got everything blocked in now, and from here on out it's just a case of trying to refine the shapes and just making changes in tone and trying to get that sort of three-dimensional effect going. So this is me starting to use the R&F sticks over the top of the Sennelier work, and you can hopefully see in the camera just how easily this beautiful blue-grey colour is going on. It was extremely satisfying. I really enjoyed using these. As I say, it's just a shame that they're so expensive, otherwise I would be using those all the time. Maybe when I've got a little bit more disposable income, I'll consider buying more from the R&F range. I should probably add the image that I'm painting here. This is of a little boathouse my partner and I saw when we were up in the northern reaches of Scotland in Sutherland last October. This is just a scene on the shores of Loch Loyal, which is, if you're the viewer, it's just behind you. But I quite enjoyed this tree, the sort of rundown boathouse, and the mountain in the background. I just thought it made for quite a nice image and wanted to give it a go. I'm just trying to tackle the tree here. I always find when you're adding an element like that into a painting, it's almost like a leap of faith. You've maybe spent no small amount of time getting the background looking just as you want it, and then you're having to go over the top of it with a great big dark mark. I guess I kind of feel a bit of hesitation whenever I'm sort of doing that kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, I think as an artist you just need to sort of trust your intuition and just have a bit of faith in your ability and go for it. I think it's working out okay so far, or at least I hope it is. I'm now just adding some stronger, warmer tones in the foreground. Just to kind of draw attention to the consistency of the Sennelier sticks. That orange that I was just using there, that you know, I was able to layer with that no problem at all, whereas other colours, you know, like that lemon yellow for example, it's really playing ball, so to speak. So yeah, it's unfortunate that there seemed to be a wee bit of inconsistency in that regard. I suppose it stands to reason though, if you're using materials like this all the time, you will eventually start working to their strengths and weaknesses and taking things like that into account, whereas this was essentially my first time using these sticks. Just going back to this tree again, trying to ensure that it's not too overpowering. getting enough of the background cloud coming through. I've recently sort of developed quite a strong enthusiasm for oil pastels, and I'm hoping to do some videos of me using those. But the oil sticks were like a nice alternative to that, and I did really enjoy them. Whether or not it's going to be a material that will take over my use of normal, regular oil paint, I don't think so. I think I still really enjoy using a palette knife and making big gestural expressive marks. I think with a material like this, the tendency is to kind of be a little bit more preoccupied with detail and getting an accurate representation. I mean, there's still a bit of artistic license obviously going on with a painting like this, but yeah, I did enjoy them. I would recommend you try them out yourself if you haven't already, and see what you think. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.